Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Dev Talk number 13. And so we're going to be talking about our BNB short position update. So it's been a whopping like 2 weeks or something, bruh. It's been a minute. Been a minute. So let's let me move myself here. Things have been looking good. So let's go on a cleaner chart. All right, here we are. So this was our short position, and we took this all the way back when? The 20th of November. What? Bruh. uh, was it like 2 weeks ago? Yeah, like 16 days ago. That's the same. It feels like, I don't know if that's good or bad, but I mean, price is moving in our direction. So we kind of called it. Yeah, and this is what I was telling you guys about in a previous video, and I'm not sure which. Excuse me, I'm not sure which video it was, but I think it was the first Binance one. But you can see here with the price cycles, as I told you guys before, within technical analysis, and yet again, I told you guys I'll be making a course and a little intro video soon about how to do technical analysis in cryptocurrency. Wait for that. That'll probably be out later this month or probably in January, more than likely. Yeah. So basically, I just said this. Price on a chart always moves in cycles. There's going to be a birth price. There's going to be an apex price, and then there's going to be a death price. So birth, apex, death. And basically it gives you a little parameter in terms of like the velocity of how either a bullish crowd or a bearish crowd feels about a price. So we go here, and this was drawn on the other one. So because we're trying to measure what the top of this is, we're going to be looking for a bearish price cycle, because as you'll see, all right, so we're looking for a bearish price cycle. So the reason why it's called bearish is because it has two, so the birth price and the death price will be here, and then so pretty much just entry and exit of the zone, and then this is what the hypothetical top is. So how I did this is that I'm connecting on the right hand side. We go to the left of price action. So we're measuring this bullish movement, correct? So from the 21st all the way up to the 26th of November, we start on the left hand side and we match all time highs. So local all time highs. So we have one here, we have one here, and we just kind of try our best to do a line of best fit. Oh, my head is looking crazy, bro. Oh my god. But so we're trying to do a line of best fit within this parabola, and it's very important that we try to end pretty much at the same horizontal axis here. So this is not exactly the same, but give or take. So yeah, and so this is interesting how from price action here, you're literally able to predict within very good reason what price is going to do all the way up here. And so yeah, we just looked here, we saw price action moved out of the price cycle, and it said, all right, is likely to go up or likely to go down past our stop loss. And so if you look here from left to right, we have to date, how much is that, 14 days within this little zone here. Within 14 days of it puncturing the price cycle, it only managed to go up 9.74%. It only managed to do 9.74% in an entire 2-week period. So when you're looking at price here, after it punctured the price cycle, we have to then worry. We then have to just do the probability of, all right, well, if it took 14 days, or maybe by here it's maybe 11, 12 days. I'm not exactly sure, but you get the point. If it took this long to not even go up 10%, is it likely to go up further, or is it likely to recede? And so we remember that back in November 8th, this is when the FTX news was. Price went all the way up to 400 from what? From it opened at 326, high 397, low 299. So like pretty much a 100-point spread. Uh, but all the way up there, and it got rejected all the way. So now that we have this current price cycle, and we see the apex here, if we do a Fibonacci, uh, here, if the price cycle's apex reaches zero point 0.5 of this previous reaction, you can't really expect for price when we're outside of the price cycle that we drew to go upwards here, because there isn't a strong demand case here from the bulls. So if we go back to here, I need to stop saying one thing I do need to do. Sorry, folks. Sorry, folks. Uh, in due time, guys. In due time. In due time. So this is our chart, fully annotated. So you see here, this is where I was dumb. I was dumb, and it's like you're. This is probably my 6th year, 5th year trading. It's like you're always gonna fall into these traps of greed. Simple as that. We were in this trade literally since I think maybe the 21st, give or take. And so price went all the way up here. I held all the way, all the way, and then it dropped. Or sorry, it popped over here. So let me show you. And I kept it here for a reason. This is why you do not trade on lower time frames. I know that, but hey, it does happen. So I made a mini price cycle within this. So this is how close I was watching price. And so I was like, all right, well, we have a we have a reaction off of this trend line, and I'm not going to zoom all the way out right now, but it stemmed from the first puncture of this orange one, of this orange price cycle. So I'm pretty sure, at least it was orange or the pink, but regardless, it punctured it, and then so uh, it was on the other side. So this was a bearish trend line. So now it was bullish. So I was like, all right, well, if this is making a little triangle here, it's like maybe it's going to squeeze and have a little push up to this band here, where it previously did at 301. At 301. So that's what I was hoping for. And I was like, I just knew it was going to puncture this little purple line, but I didn't get stopped out. What's it called? I exited the trade. I lost maybe like 130. So it's like, is what it is. But I just, instead of at 345, so our original, before I made the stupid long trade, our, oh, I guess I didn't re-annotate it. But our stop loss was at 342. Right now, our stop loss is at like 333. So currently at 333, we have 18.04% in terms of buffer space for price. So, not saying it's impossible for us to get a little spike again, but it's very highly unlikely. So, I guess now we're going to be talking about the future predictions of price. So, I'm guesstimating, and I never, all my years of trading, never ever forget the upper trend line. Never forget it. Don't say it's too far away, or maybe nope, nope, nope. Trust me, every time you say that, you're going to get stopped out. That's just my opinion. So always have to remember what this current trend line has been doing since the highest puncture of 314 back in November 26th. And so we still haven't touched that yet. So I think that could be a area of weakness in terms of maybe a little bull trap. So possibly we bounce a little here and we go up and then a little spike up. So people will see a little maybe from here. Yeah. So maybe 278 up to 292. I can see it. I can see a little 1 day, 2 day, a little move like that, and then it wicks back down. I can see that. If not, if it price does go back within the price cycle, I'm expecting price to go up here, so bounce off of the 240 ish range, and then like maybe a little bubble, and then drop kind of like a rock to kind of have a formation kind of like this, where you think it's good, and then it drops a little bit further, or maybe if we have another formation, I can. Hmm. Oh yeah, I mean something like this. I can see that where price bounces off of 246, does a little move up to 260, and then drops again like this. I can definitely see that. If slash when price, because we're our target is 125 for this overall swing trade, so we more than likely. So here's kind of like my two different thoughts, I guess. My two different thoughts for what I'm going to do here. One, I could be the very strict, formal trader where I do not exit this trade. I just simply add more when price eventually does bounce and whatnot, and maintain my same position. Or what I could do is, because this is a very strong price cycle. This blue line. I do not believe price from up here. I don't think the bears from this price is strong enough to just whip through this and go all the way straight down to 125. I do not believe that, unless some crazy news happens. God forbid, because we have Watcher on there. But let's look at this turquoise price cycle. So you see, I made a bearish, I made a bullish, sorry, a bullish price cycle here, and it's bullish because the apex is at the bottom. So we can see where these buy opportunities are. And so this was an approximation. This was during May 21. So this was the peak of the bull run last year. So saw price cycle here. We saw a lower price cycle of this overall, and maybe I should do this a different color. It's too similar. What should I do? Yellow. All right. Of this overall. So this is why it's important to. I think I a little froze for a minute, but this is why it's very important to annotate the entire chart so you have context of where you're at in the entire story. And this is what I'm going to emphasize so much on the technical analysis. The chart tells a real story. You just have to know how to annotate it. You have to know how to read it. It's literally like reading music, in my eyes at least. So yet again, we did the same exercise where we started from the left-hand side. So obviously, if we would have extended this line to the blue line, it would have been on the left. And we did all-time highs, and then we connected here where it first punctured. And so that's why we punctured up here. We went up again towards apex. We dropped. We punctured. And then that's why I think this line is going to be relatively smooth. So like we're going to look at this, guys. So this is going to be a little tangent, but we're going back on. We're going to go back to what we were saying. But an 80% drop isn't bad. And the reason is because you have to do things in reverse. Remember, the maximum that something can drop in terms of value is 100%, while anything in terms of the maximum that something can go up in value, so in a long position, is infinite. So what I'd like to do is simply just compare the two. So I consider this a negative growth in a sense. So we have a negative growth of 578%, which is where 125 is, compared to the overall growth of 10,500. So that's kind of just what you have to keep in consideration, guys. It's if crypto is going to literally 10x, 30x, 40x every cycle, you have to be able to take some losses. So 80% really isn't that crazy in a grand scheme of things. if you were to get in here. So this is why, obviously, with the corporate token, as I told you guys, or maybe this is to my watch to earn people. So if you're just looking for the trading stuff, you might not know, but yeah, we're dollar cost averaging into BNB through our watch to earn token, which you can see here on PooCoin. So as price goes down, we are going to buy more watch to earn, and because that we have to use BNB to pay for watch to earn, we're going to be good there. So back to what we were saying. Yeah. So that was my one option. I could be the confident investor or the proper investor and just add more to the position, or I could enter a long position after we hit this blue price cycle that we established. I think. Oh, that was the whole point of doing that. I went on a tangent, didn't even explain that. My God, excuse me, guys. From June, so from 192 up here. So we rode from the left hand side. Remember, we did the all time highs, so the line of best fit, which coincided perfectly with this bullish one. So the bullish and bearish is, I'm telling you guys, it's literally like a wave. It's literally like a language. And so we rode up here, and then you see here, even at the FTX news, we barely broke the price cycle on the upward. So this isn't a perfect model. Obviously, there's no way to perfectly draw this and perfectly predict this, but it's like as clean as I've been able to find, in my opinion. So so yeah, so if we had such a strong price cycle here, to me it's just evident, similar to how we bounced off of this purple trend line here that we established in November 2021. Just like we bounce off of here, I think we're definitely going to bounce up here. And if we do go right here, guys, because even just look at here. If you guys know what a supply zone is, I'm not going to explain it for the sake of the video. It's getting quite long. But how do you? Oh, rectangle. So look at here. If price does drop, which looks like to be around 195 to 210, that's exactly right here. So it's very. Oh, this would be green actually. Let me do that properly. I have like OCD. There you go. So, uh, yeah, this is a good zone, I think, in my eyes, to sell. We currently have, I think, at this price, we would probably have between margin and also the floating profit, we probably have like maybe 1,500, 1,400, give or take. So, if that's the case, I will definitely purchase some watch to earn with that. I won't say how much, but I will definitely do that just so I can reduce risk on this. So for me, this is one of my biggest trades. So, but this is also one of the most confident points. Probably, no, the most confident points in terms of my entire trading experience. So that's the reason why I'm doing this, and that's the reason why I'm publicly doing this is to also build a portfolio. So as I told you guys before, I called that Bitcoin call in 2021. So from 55,000 down to 20,000. So just building a resume right now, and yeah, good things to come. It looks like with this trade, we'll see what happens. I don't think this is going to. This might last possibly the rest of the year. I think about it because originally I was thinking about maybe this might whipsaw all the way down, but unless like yet again, unless something crazy happens, it might just be a little slow descent. But if it's a slow descent, that's great for accumulation purposes. So we'll we'll just have to see. So until next time, guys, join us on Discord too. Peace.